Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Hi guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video. Now you may have seen impression videos and reviews surfacing on the Asus Zenfone 6 roughly around a month ago. Glowing words on the whole, but now we're a month afterwards, we're after the buzz, after the hype. The question is the Asus Zenfone 6 one to consider if you're looking to buy a brand new smartphone right here, right now? So without further ado, we're going to take a deep dive into the wonderful world of Asus. If you're new to the channel and love everything tech, news, unboxings, reviews, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell so that every time I post a video you are notified and can stay up to date with all of the latest tech. So we're going to start with design and build quality. Now straight away, the one thing you're going to need to know is that it is a hefty phone in the hand. It's not the most heaviest phone I've ever used, but it is nevertheless, it's got a bite to it. Like a dog? No. But with its aluminium frame and Gorilla Glass 6 front and back, it's a pretty sturdy little device. On the rear, we have the Asus text. We have a fingerprint sensor, which quite simply is as quick as you will need, and actually quite refreshing for it to be on the back. I'm still not 100% convinced by the in-display fingerprint sensors. I don't really mind. I think they're roughly about the same, but of course you may have your own opinion on that. And let me know in the comment section below, are you a back person or a front person? Sounds a little bit weird. We'll move on. Also on the rear, you of course have the dual camera setup. And this is a dual camera setup you will probably know already that is unlike anything really we've seen so far on the market, but we'll come back to that one. On the sides we have the power button, the volume rocker up and down, and a designated smart button, which I think they refer to it as a smart button. Basically that is for Google Voice Assistant, but you can actually designate a different function for that, which is always nice to see. On the other side we have the SIM card slot, which can include a micro SD card slot for up to 1 terabyte. Woo, 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 woo. What are you doing train noises for? We have a 6 gigabytes of RAM option with 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage, or you have an 8 gigabytes of RAM option with 256 gigabytes of storage. So you've got a maximum of, quick maths, 1256 gigabytes of storage. We have a bottom firing speaker, Type-C port for charging, and a headphone jack. And this is one of the only flagship smartphones which still has a headphone jack. So if those cheeky old wired headphones are still a big thing for you, then this might be an option to go with. We also have another speaker on the top, so we do have stereo speakers. We've got a 6.4 inch LCD display. Works fine for me. Anything bigger than 6.4 I think goes into the territory of too big. That's what she said. But as I always say, that will be individual specific and you may differ. Also, because it's LCD, you're not going to quite get the deep, dark, inky blacks and those really rich colors that you would get on perhaps an AMOLED display. But as you can see, it's pretty vivid, it can go pretty bright, and all in all, it's a pretty decent display. Now, if you have been hiding under a rock over the last month or so, you may not know the reason why we have no notch, etc. on this phone is the fact that the rear camera lenses become the front camera lenses with quite possibly one of the weirdest form factors in a smartphone right now. When you enable the front-facing or selfie mode with the camera, the dual lenses actually flip up and become your front-facing lenses. So you use the exact same lenses on the rear as you do on the front. And that is a really, really good idea, considering for years we've been wanting the front-facing cameras on smartphones to be as good as the rear. Now we have it with this. Now, of course, with all motorized or pop-up cameras, durability is a big thing that people will be bothered about. And I can honestly say in the time that I've been using it, I'm a little bit skeptical, not about pop-up and moving cameras as a whole, but this feels probably the most flimsy out of all of them. That's not to say it will break. It's just the way they've implemented it. There's a bit of a flimsy flicker as the camera actually pops up. And also, if you shake the camera, for example, the camera lens actually, as you can see there, has popped up a little bit, and you actually get a message on the phone saying, please do not flip the camera with force to ensure it works properly. So it's sensing that you're doing something that you shouldn't be, and it does give you a warning, which is nice, but the fact is a lot of people may inevitably be a bit heavy-handed with their smartphones, and this may become an issue if you did this time and time again. Again, without testing it for 6 months or a year, I couldn't possibly tell you. If you can hear a dog, I do apologise. Shut up! Don't make me come out there and bark back at you. Why am I having an argument with a dog? We've got a 48 megapixel primary sensor with f1.8 aperture and a 13 megapixel secondary lens with f2.4 aperture, and that is an ultra wide angle lens. So not only again are you getting a wide angle lens in the rear, but you're also getting it front facing as well. So if you've got a group selfie, you can do that. There is no depth sensing lens or time of flight lens. We've got max video at 2160p at 60 frames per second, and again remember, that'll be front as well. So again, for vlogging, for example, not many smartphones on the market can do that. I'm actually really impressed with the image quality compared to other manufacturers who produce phones for around this sort of price. You get some really great crisp shots using that rear camera, and that additional ultra wide angle lens gives you some great options as well. And because again, it flips and you can use that as your selfie, you're getting really, really good lenses to use for that as well. So the actual shots on this do outperform a lot of other smartphones on the market. And edge detection also works far better than most. Really do like it. My one criticism is that when you take a photo, it captures the image, but does take a little bit of time to process. So if you're one of those that are a bit trigger happy and like to take quite a few in quick succession to make sure you guarantee that shot, you can't really do that. You'll take one, it'll take a few seconds, and then you can take another one. Not a deal breaker for a lot of people, but that's something I've found that might annoy some people. Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, pretty much industry leading for SoCs for Android phones right now. Battery, 5000 mAh, incredible. It's an absolute joy to have a flagship smartphone running with a Snapdragon 855 and having a 5000 mAh battery capacity. It actually matches up there or thereabouts with the Pixel 3a XL, which is pretty much industry leading right now. And with that battery, you've got Quick Charge 4.0, which is an 18-watt charger. There are lots that are quicker, but it's still no slouch. We're running Android 9 Pie with Zen UI 6 over the top, and their skin has improved so much. I didn't really used to like it that much. It was far too much bloatware. It was a long way from stock. Now it has very much a stock feel. You have to swipe up and then left to go back. If you just swipe up, that goes home. Swipe up and right is for your recent apps. On the whole, it's pretty good. You've also got Face Unlock on here. You can actually press a little face icon at the bottom of the display when you want to turn it on, which I think is a pretty good feature because it differentiates between you just knocking it, for example, and actually wanting to open your device or not. And nevertheless, even though the actual facial recognition works pretty quick, it still feels a little bit slower than just using the fingerprint sensor, and that's what I've been using. So all in all, I'm very impressed with their latest version of the Zenfone, the Zenfone 6. Now we've of course got to talk about price, and I will leave a link to this in the video description below, where you can currently pick it up for under 500 UK pounds. So we've got a pretty great flagship phone for a mid-range price. Like I said, I will leave it listed and linked below, and you can go through, check out more information on it, and potentially buy it if you so wish. Is this the latest flagship killer because we've got a mid-range price with an all-round high-end flagship device, or do you think there's something better on the market? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts. Now on to today's video sponsor, Squarespace. They give you a really powerful online platform for you to create your own website. You can choose from absolutely tons of designer and award-winning templates, so you don't have to go through the painstaking task of creating your own website from the ground up. And one great thing about these templates is that they're made with modern browser and mobile apps in mind. One particularly great feature that I like is that Squarespace actually allows you to link your various social media accounts to your website so that you can post simultaneously to all accounts, and you don't have to do each one individually. That frees up so much time. Also, you can use their mobile app, which means managing your blogs and your comments, etc. is really, really easy. There is a completely free trial with no credit cards required, and if you like what you see, there's also a 10% discount code in the video description below, squarespace.com/ASBYT, free trial and a 10% off your first purchase. All in all, if you're looking for a website builder, then Squarespace is a fantastic option. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video on anything tech, pretty much daily content here on YouTube. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Today's ASBYT. Peace out.